Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Ziza K Creations. I'm Keisha and I am here to finalize the series on my late August, early September sewing buys. So in my part 1 video, I shared with you all the things I purchased from Hobby Lobby. In part 2, I shared with you all the things I purchased from Joann Fabrics. And in the final video, part 3, I am showing you all the things I purchased from Goodwill. So I think this might be my most exciting um, um, shopping adventure since, the end of late August and the first couple of parts of the month of September. So I will explain to you why as I show you some of my items. So as you all know, the Goodwill is a really great place to shop for things such as your fabric. If you are low on funds and just don't want to spend, the amount of funds that you would have to pay in a fabric shop, such as, a Joann or an online fabric supplier, you can always go to Joann Fabric and you can purchase lots of different things from their linen sections and maybe even, the clothing sections as well. If you're into like what do you call it? Up styling or refashioning different garments, you can always go to Goodwill, get a lot of nice things really inexpensively, and it saves you money, especially when you're a beginner just starting out and just not sure about the expenditure of having to, pay sometimes full price as a beginner. So as I've been sewing now for almost 2.5 years, I've been into sewing for a while, 2.5 years, but I really haven't sewn a whole lot. There are lots of things I'm still learning. I just started doing some garments like over the summer for the first time, and I really enjoyed it. So I will be continuing in this area, but I do sometimes still like to go to places like Goodwill to get my fabric, to get my my practice fabrics, and even just fabrics just to simply use. So I purchased 3 items from Goodwill that were linen related, and I will be using them for the purpose of some of my projects. The first thing I purchased, and I purchased 2 of these. These are just brown, Goodwill call these linen pillowcases, king size. I purchased 2 of these. So when I saw this, I immediately thought silk. Of course, I don't think this is like really like 100% silk. I don't know. I'm still learning the different types of fabrics and how they feel and what to look for. But I thought when I saw this, at some point I want to make some custom bonnets for myself and my girls. And maybe as gifts for some friends. So I thought I could use this here as the liner for those bonnets. So I will be using these for liners for my bonnets, and I will likely have some left over. I don't know how big these are, how long they are, but it's pretty lengthy. A bonnet wouldn't use all of this, and I have 2 of these. But I will be using this to make some liners for my bonnets. And I have 2, and they were only $2 each from the Goodwill. $2. The next thing I will show you. So I showed you all in my part 1 video that I was going to be making some seasonal items for my home. I'm trying to get more into the spirit of having seasonal colors and seasonal things in my home decor. So I found this table runner for $2.50, and I will be using this. Okay, so brace yourselves because it's not quite time for this yet, but I saw it and I went ahead and grabbed it. But it's a really nice Christmas a nice Christmas pattern, a nice Christmas themed. Goodwill calls this a table runner. However, I don't know. It's kind of big to be a table runner. Like the size of it is just, it's long, but it's not extremely, it's long and it's kind of wide. It's a little too wide as a table runner. I think this may have just been a simple tablecloth, honestly. But I am going to take this and I am going to do placemats again for the Christmas holiday. I will do placemats, or I may just do something very similar to a placemat, but something I can put underneath my sternos. We tend to do a really nice family breakfast on Christmas mornings, and I like to have something I can maybe place my sternos under. Place under my sternos. That's really decorative. So I don't know, but I got it. It was $2.50. I was not going to pass this up. Again, I even might try and still do another apron for the holiday if I can find that DIY apron video or a quick tutorial on trying to do a nice apron. I might do a Christmas apron or a holiday apron with this fabric. So I thought this was really, really nice. For $2.50, I just couldn't pass that up at all. And pardon me for one moment while I take a sip of my water. So this next fabric, I was extremely excited about this one, like really, really excited. It was $5 from the Goodwill, and they call this a linen blanket. I don't know if this was actually a blanket because the raw edges of it don't look like they were finished to be a blanket, but it's this really, really, really nice. It's a really soft flannel. I mean, this thing is huge, okay? Like, it's very soft. It's huge. I love it. It's cozy. I can do so many things with this, and there was so much of it. Like, you guys, this is a lot of fabric. I haven't even measured this to see how much it is, but it just never ends. This is probably about 4 yards, honestly. I think this is like 4 yards of fabric. I could see this in a nice pullover sweater, a cardigan. I do know whenever you're dealing with directional fabrics, though, you have to be careful of your placement, especially with stripes. So whatever I do, I'm going to try to make it as simple as possible as to not make this complicated because of the stripe pattern that's on here. But I found this, and this was like, I think the first thing I grabbed when I went into the Goodwill. The next item I got from the Goodwill was a super duper, I can't even explain this item here. So I have a really, really small sewing space in my home. It's a room. It was really small. I want to do a little bit of renovating in it. I'm actually in the space now, and I want to do some renovations, but I'm just not sure of what I want the space to look like for me. I'm still getting used to what I have, what I need, what the area should be like. So all that to say, right now I keep all of my fabric on either hangers in my closet, or they're honestly in a basket that I can't even see through it. It's just a brown basket that I purchased my fabric. I might wash it right away. I may not, but I purchased the fabric and I put it in the basket. So I really needed a way to be able to see my fabric, right? So that I know what I have, what I don't have, what I need to purchase, what I don't need to purchase. And I'm not to a point where I'm like, have a lot of fabric and don't have any need for it. I know lots of people kind of get into this space where they have all this fabric and it's just overwhelming. I'm not there, and I don't want to get there. But I do want to be able to see what I own, so I'm not purchasing things I don't have to purchase. So I was in Goodwill, and okay, sorry, let me back up. I was thinking about putting some cubes in my empty closet, so I can just fold my fabric and put them in the cubes facing me. So they would be facing out, facing forward in my closet on these cubes, inside these cubes. So I was on Amazon trying to find different cubes. And I'm like, this was just recently. Like, I was on Amazon trying to find different types of cubes and hoping the size would fit, yada, yada, yada. Didn't find anything. Put a couple things in my Amazon wish list. Okay. So then we go to Goodwill. Go to Goodwill. I walk in the Goodwill store towards the back, chasing behind my 7-year-old. Lo and behold, I see a bookcase. A bookcase, guys. Like, what? I saw this bookcase and I almost, like, my mind was almost blown. Like, are you kidding me? I saw the bookcase. I got excited. I looked at the price on it. It was only $10. $10 for this bookcase. So I hurried to the front of the store, paid for the few things I did have, and I told the people at the front, I want that bookcase, what I need to do to get it. So I got my bookcase, guys. They told me I pay for it, take a picture of it, pay for it. They bring a dolly to the front of the store or to the item, and then they take the dolly and the item out to your vehicle. They load it for you and you're done. So I said, I want it, it's mine. So I was able to get a bookcase in lieu of trying to find the proper size stacking cubes to store all my fabric in. This is just like, this was just a blessing. Like, I was not even looking for that. It's a wooden bookcase. It's a nice weight. It's not too heavy. It's not too light. You can tell that it's a solid bookcase. So at some point, I'm going to be asking my dad. He doesn't know this yet. I'm going to be asking my dad to help me maybe refinish it, maybe do a different painting, a different color paint on it, maybe sand it down, give a personal touch to it. But as of right now, I'm taking this bookcase as it is. I've already cleaned it off this morning and desanitized it. I let it dry. And my husband and I are going to pull this bookcase to my sewing room, my sewing space, and put it in my closet. And I'm going to begin to store all of my fabric in this bookcase. And I cannot wait to do it. So that was the one buy I purchased. And I was like, yes, 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 yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I also told you guys in my last video, I'm going to be doing some leggings. So the leggings are actually DIY. They're going to be self-drafted. And I knew I needed to get what they call a French curve, right? So this French curve I purchased from Amazon. And I was looking for one that was a steel or a metal, just because I figured that would probably last me much longer than a plastic acrylic style French curve. However, I do like being able to see through my rulers. All of my rulers except for my yardstick are all, for the most part, they're acrylic. I can see through it. I kind of like being able to see all parts of my fabric as I'm cutting and drafting and working through my different types of mix. So I did get this French curve from Amazon, and these are really good for doing things where doing patterns or drafting where you have to use you need to draft or cut a curve. So it says here that you can use it to lower an armhole, add width to a pattern. I guess like here would be the width on this pattern if you need to do that. And then it says you can add a curve to a pattern. You can do a side seam. There's something here, a side seam. I don't know what that method is, but you can do something on a side seam with this. And then you can lower a neckline, which I do know that there are some patterns that you probably will have to adjust the neckline, you know, if it's too high or too low based off your personalized measurements. So yeah, I was really excited about that. And what's not listed on here is doing a crotch curve. So when you do pants, they always have like the curve for the crotch area. You would likely need to have a French curve if you're self-drafting or working on patterns that you have to do some grading on. You might find a French curve very useful. And I did purchase this again off of Amazon. I told you guys while ago, quite a while ago, that I had a pen magnet that I purchased from Amazon, and I opened it and it was not a pen magnet. The magnet in the pen holder, it did not work at all. And I don't know, I probably should have tested it like early, like opened it as soon as I purchased it so I could return it. I never returned it. I think I actually probably even threw it away. I don't know, but I ended up purchasing another magnet pen holder. And basically it's self-explanatory. You put your pins on it and it just keeps them in place. They won't fall off because it's a magnet here. So I did purchase one of these, and I think I got this from Walmart. Whenever I go to Walmart, I like to just browse their sewing aisle. Not that a lot changes in that aisle, but you know, they always have the same stuff, but I, for some reason, just find myself just walking the aisle, and I remembered I needed one of these, and I now have one. So, all right. So the last thing I'm going to share with you all is a magazine that I purchased. You know, when you start sewing or any project, I think you really get excited about all the resources available, all the things that are out there. And you're like, okay, I'll make sure I get that one day. I'll get this one day. Oh, I'll subscribe here. I'll subscribe there. I'll, you know, join this listserv. I'll have access to all things related, right? So, and you never really do. You know, you learn as you go along on the journey what works for you, what resources you like, and things like that. So I will tell you that I remember looking at this magazine here, the Sewn magazine, very, very early when I started sewing. And I was like, okay, one day I'll purchase one, but not right now. At that time, the cost of the magazine, I wasn't ready to spend that money for the magazine. So I just kind of put it on my wish list, and it's a growing wish list, but this was on my wish list for a while. So I was recently watching a video by Cherie Thomas, and I absolutely love her videos. I love her channel. She's very thorough, has a really great personality, just a really, really nice person. Just great. So she had mentioned that she was featured in the Sewn magazine. And I was really excited about that. I really wanted to see about her video, her write-up, what she talked about. You know, I wanted my hands on the magazine basically because she was in it. So I went ahead and I purchased the magazine, and it's called Sewn. It's a really great magazine because it gives you lots of inspiration from different designers and different folks, people that are just into sewing and into fashion and design. Lots of inspiration for color and just different looks and makes. So the magazine itself is only sold bi-monthly, and you have the option on their website to pre-order for the next month, but you have to send them an email if you want a previous issue. So she was just in the August issue, right? August 2022 issue. And I went and looked at her article, and I won't give any spoilers. You have to go and get it for yourself if you follow her. But she did a really, really nice write-up in this magazine on one of her makes, and I thought it was just absolutely fabulous. So I will not spoil you with what's in it, but yeah, I really, really highly recommend. It looks like this issue here was really a lot about the Ankara fabric. I see lots of Ankara in here, although there are other types of designs in this magazine. But yeah, I highly recommend, you know, if you're into sewing and you're into fashion design and everything fashion related, put your hands on just one copy maybe to see how you like it. Do your pre-order if you think you might want to get a past issue, or do your pre-order for an upcoming issue, but get your send them an email to get a past issue of something that they've already published so that you have it. So yeah, so again, congratulations to Cherie Thomas on her article. I loved it. Really good information in here. So yeah, these are all the things I purchased in late August, early September. This was the final video of my series of my sewing buys for that time frame, late August to early September. So I am now going to take a lot of needed time just to organize my space. I've got stuff all over my table. I need to get my bookcase up here to my room. So I would likely take a couple of days and just go ahead and get that stuff sorted out and organize all the things I purchased. And I do know that some of the big fours are starting to release some of their fall patterns. So I am waiting for the very next pattern sale so I can try to put my hands on a couple of the fall patterns. I will likely just purchase a couple of patterns for some of the big four pattern sales. And if I have a project that requires me to get it something that I don't already have, I will go out and I will get that. But I am done. Again, I hope that you found this series very helpful, you know, and that you are making your plans and you are documenting your plans and doing your best to stick to your plans. I know it's hard sometimes, you know, we're getting around the holidays. It's going to be a lot of preparation for family gatherings and, you know, all the things that we do for that time of year. So just, you know, take it easy. Don't be overextended. Don't be overwhelmed. Go at your pace and reach out for help and support where you need it, because these are times that we really need to be able to, you know, encourage and lift one another up in all areas. So I hope that you found this video exciting and valuable, as with the other videos of the series. And thank you for watching.